Hey guys, still here, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. This is another naval architect scenario, which means that it's a scenario that was sent in by one of my patrons, and thereby skipping the queue of about 1100 scenarios. Yes, really that many, that I currently have sitting in my inbox. Now, this is a continuation of the following, or the previous two scenarios that Darth Vendar sent in, and it has quite the backstory. It is 1936, and there have been many years of relative peace and calm for Austria-Hungary. However, this does not mean the empire has been sitting idle. As the rise of fascism grips Central Europe, riding upon the coattails of imperial rule, Austro-Hungarian manipulation has been carefully working in the backscenes of the German nation. Hitler is an incredibly popular man, but his lack of care for restoring the German monarchy to even a symbolic form, by doing that he has handed the perfect ally to the empire on a silver platter. August von Mackensen is an incredibly famous, brilliant and beloved field marshal from the Great War, and his loyalties are to the Kaiser alone. By disillusioning him from Hitler's ideals, we have begun a bold coup to eliminate the threat of a bloodthirsty neighbor and return our old ally back to its former glory. When Hitler ordered the forceful militarization of the Rhineland, August von Mackensen gathered a considerable amount of forces and disillusioned commanders in defiance of the nationalists, beginning a German civil war. With so many skilled commanders, zealous soldiers, and Austro-Hungarian volunteers devoted to restoring the Kaiser victory is assured. However, the question remains how soon? While the German heartland is split in stalemate between monarchist West and nationalist East, the Prussian enclave has been completely secured by monarchist forces, and their presence on the front line could turn the tide of the war. You must help your German brethren and escort the Prussian troops to the German mainland. However, a patrol and raiding fleet has spotted you. You must either destroy the raiding fleet or stall them for the next 3 hours so that the transports can escape. Luckily, you are in command of the newest and most powerful capital ship in the fleet. Für Gott und Kaiser, you must prevail. I'm going to be building a battlecruiser, and my job of the battlecruiser, heavy cruiser, 2 lights and destroyer that I have under my command is to make sure that the transports make it out alive. This is not going to be an easy mission. Fortunately though, I do have a starting range of 28,000 meters, which means that the heavy cruisers, the light and the destroyer will not be in range. At least not unless they have any really large caliber guns in case of the heavy cruisers. Now there are some limitations that I have to work with when I'm designing my battlecruiser. It's the same old London Naval Treaty. My displacement cannot exceed 37,750 tons. So let's bring that slider back a little bit. There. On top of that, the main guns cannot exceed 14 inch, range must be set to medium, armor cannot be less than, and here we go, 8 inches of belt armor, 5 inches of belt extended. We have to have a deck armor of 5 inch, a deck armor extended of 3 inch. We need a main conning tower of 8 inch. We need a turret armor of 8 inch. He specified all this in the description. Top turret armor 4 inch and secondaries 5 inch. So that's already quite a bit of weight going into armor. But hey, normally that's something I forget, so I might as well use it this time around. Right. This is the Schwarzenberg. I don't really have limitations on bulkheads or speed. I am not going to go with maximum bulkheads just to change things up a little. And I'm going to make it a marine diesel too. Let's have those oil-fired, and yes, this will still trigger quite a few of you. It's going to be a diesel engine with boilers. We're going to have these things as forced boilers. This is just a game mechanic. This is not something I can change. I'm thinking a 33.5 knot speed is sufficient to intercept the cruisers, unless they are moving at an exceptionally high speed. Auxiliary. Let's start with a 2 and see what I can get away with, and the same for the shaft. Krupp armor. Number 4, Barbette 4, anti-torpedo 2. You know what, Barbette 4 might be a bit much. Just standard. Let's change things up a little. Anti-flood 2 and Citadel. Let's go with an armored Citadel. I'm not going to go with one of the high-end tiers 1 today. As for the turrets, we're going to go with electrical turrets, and I'm going to go with semi-auto loaders, a generation 1 rangefinder, and a stereoscopic 4 rangefinder, just to make things a little more interesting. Then we have the choice between main tower 1 and main tower 2. Oh, sorry, modern 1 and modern 2. This gives me slightly higher long-range accuracy, and on top of that, a bit more torpedo spotting, tower spotting. Yeah, it is worth it going with this tower. Secondary tower. Let's go with compact one. These things have recently been introduced, and I really like the look of them. Unfortunately, these gun platforms can only be used, if I remember correctly, by 3-inch guns. Oh, sorry, not even 3-inch. They have to be 2-inch guns. Which seems like such a waste for a gun platform like that. I would really love to put something a lot bigger than that on there. Now, let's also go with the mega funnel. And that should get my engine efficiency in line. Maybe a smaller one will do, but it's not that much weight. It's 1433 versus 1299, so it's not really going to benefit me that much. Main gun caliber can be a maximum of 14-inch. The thing is, I don't have that much displacement left. I'm thinking an ABX turret, although... And this is going to be where I'm going to try and appease some of the other people who have commented, and I agree, that I'm building these ships far too conventional. So I'm going to go with a less conventional build by making this thing a triple barrel and then another triple barrel and more of a secondary. So more secondary brawl heavy. Instead of going with yet another ABXY, for example, which was my original thought when I thought, okay, I'm going to make this ship like such and such. It is allowed to go with 14-inch, but this saves me 600 tons. That is pretty substantial. And I'm only facing heavy cruisers. Oh, you can put that on there? Hold up. Are you kidding? Well, yes, you are kidding. That's curious. There is a slot here, but a 13-inch gun does not want to sit. 14 inches too big. Maybe a 12? Nope, too big. 11? Nope. The hell? So what does one put on there? Just a secondary turret or something? Yeah, that'll fit. Okay. That's not really what I want to do, but I was just wondering what that turret slot really works with. Unfortunately, only secondaries, not a main. Right, I'm gonna brawl these Germans and show them what's what. In order to do that, I'll use the 13-inch guns to deal with anything the size of a heavy cruiser, and secondary guns, which I can get to a caliber of 8-inch to deal with light cruisers. And this way I also have a division between main guns and secondary guns, which will allow me to target various targets at the same time. Let's go with dual barrels, because this way I have a bit more diversity in my builds. I know triple barrels are nice and everything, but hey, I'm just gonna go with these. And another... Nope, 8's too big. It refuses to sit there. A 7? 7 can fit. Okay. And if I move this one slightly farther back, I might be able to fit another one. That's a pretty substantial firepower for a secondary battery. I like this. I really like this. Okay, we're gonna go with heavy shells and TNT propellant. Saves me a bit of weight. There is no maximum budget that I have to keep in mind. So what I'm going to do instead is just make the ship faster. 35 knots. Turning circle, probably not pretty. Let's have a look. 644. Oh, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Let's improve that even more. Because I'm going to be brawling. I need to keep an eye on torpedoes. Speaking of, maximum sonar suite. Turning circle 567. That's really good. Now, what I have is a very potent ship against destroyers. Oh, sorry, against cruisers and light cruisers. Destroyers, however, can be a threat. So let's add a few more 5-inch guns. Unfortunately, not possible to put those on the tower. These I can. 2-inch guns. Wow, I can even put them here? Doesn't that take away from the firing arc of this one? It does, yeah. I don't want to do that. The front firepower of this ship is pretty potent. That is 6-barrel 8-inch and 3-barrel 13-inch. I like it. It's not a cheap ship, though. 72 million. And counting. We're not done yet. Alright, 5-inch guns. I'll have one over here. I'll need to rotate this one as well. Like that. And then I'll have another set over there. Like that. I'm even going to put on a couple of torpedoes because I will at some point be doing close-in warfare. So in order to deliver that hammer blow, that quick kill, I'm going to go with a couple of torpedo tubes. They need to be fast tubes, 21-inch. And this way I can deliver those at short range, although they are ranging out to 9.9. And it's a very nice way to get a quick kill, supposedly. Gives me 300 tons-ish to put a bit more armor on. And considering the amount of secondaries I have, I'm going to invest that in secondary firepower. This goes up to 6.5. Yeah, that's good enough. We have a minute 4-weight offset that I don't know if I can fix. Maybe if I put the 8-inch slightly farther back. 0.5. 0.3. 0.2. No, still need to go farther back. Oh, now I have an aft offset of 0.3. Other way. I think that's it. Alright. I'm eager to try this ship. I'm looking forward to it. Schwarzenberg. Let's show the Germans what's what. The Germans do have quite a distance to go in order to get close to my transports. They start at 28,000 meters and they haven't even been spotted yet. Now, the transports, still not something that I can control. What I can do is just have them all in one division. But I don't believe I can control them, right? Oh, hold up. I think we got... Yeah, you're not supposed to be in a division with transports. And neither is this ship. These ships are. Let's see, this is Div 4. So you guys need to blend. There we go. Now we got one large division of transports. And they're all over here. The enemy was spotted to the north. That means that my escorting ships are on the wrong side. I need to get the Schwarzenberg over there right away. I have a few destroyers. We got the Hussar. I thought I had more than one DD, but I might be wrong. I think I only have the one. Speed? 42 knots. Good lord. Fast torpedoes. A nice amount of 4-inch guns and maximum bulkheads. This thing could be a nice asset in dealing with destroyers. Div 2 is the heavy cruiser Leoben. And where are my others? That's the light cruiser Bosna. Where's the other guy? Here, the Stor. I'm going to blend that one with Div 6. There we go. You guys are not under AI control. You guys are going to follow my main battle line 1. AI off. Or actually screen for this guy. Screen for the battlecruiser. The thing is, they're not very fast. They're only 30 knots. That sucks. Alright, never mind. New order. Immediately head north. Plow through that division of transports and make sure that you get out in front of them. The heavy cruiser Leoben is also not fast enough. She is a heavy cruiser with many bulkheads, a decent amount of guns, 5-inch turret there, 3-inch and 2-inch. Pretty potent ally in the fight against heavy cruisers. What about those light cruisers? Many bulkheads. Good start. 8 6-inch guns, a couple 3s and a lot of 2s. Which at short range makes them potent against destroyers. But you gotta get to 5 kilometers or less. Sonar 3, Gen 2 radar. So they're probably pretty accurate as well. Turning circle 413. Sonar 3 is really gonna help too. Okay. Let's say that the Germans are to the north. And the transports are hopefully gonna veer off there. We go to the south. Now, I think the Bosna is going to have to wait a while for the Stor to catch up. We might have to sort of just get through this division, otherwise it's going to get in the way. I can keep the Hussar as a follow force for the Schwarzenberg. We have eyes on the Germans. Holy shit, they're far away. 29 clicks out. 8 barrels, main gun. Lots of torpedoes. Secondaries. Oh, nice placement. That looks good. Secondary guns between the main and secondary tower. Never considered that, but that's a neat build. Anyway. Oh, it was the light cruiser that spotted them. Really? That's interesting. I do need the Bosna to slow down even more, because it's going to take the Stor a while to catch up. Schwarzenberg, you can turn. And the heavy cruiser is trying to keep up with Schwarzenberg, but probably can't do it. So I'm going to have to separate that and use it as a solo ship. Okay, we have range. My chance to hit against a small, relatively fast-moving target is probably not great. But they have spotted my transports. I have to get in there really quickly. Yeah, they spotted more of the guys. They even spotted the DD. Interesting. Range 24 clicks. The battlecruiser has a maximum range of 28 clicks. Let's intercept them and take them out. Heavy cruiser over there. How's the light group? Yeah, these guys are not very quick. I hope that they can assist the battlecruiser, but I don't really want to slow down too much. What you got there? That's a DD. I'm seeing one quad torp, I think. Or is that a quintuple? It's a quin. That's 5 torpedo tubes. And a bunch of guns. I have plenty of ammunition for the 13-inch guns, but I don't really have too many guns pointing at the target. So my rate of fire is relatively low as far as damage output goes. It's more of a ship that deals with lighter ships. Which I think might very much be in line with the let's say the ethic of a battlecruiser. You outshoot what you can, and you outrun which you can't. Or whatever you can't outshoot. In this case, I can perfectly outshoot light ships. I have the firepower, I have the 8-inch guns, not a problem. What I do not want to do is get into a tango with a battleship. If I do that, I'm going to have a real challenge. It's something that this ship would not be able to do unless it rushes in and lands 3 torps. And even then, I probably wouldn't win it. Light cruisers. Jesus, are you still maneuvering only at 30? What's your engine efficiency like? Natural boilers. I think their engine efficiency is quite low. Okay, we got the first damaging hits in. And that might very well be by the hand of the 8-inch. Yep. I really quite like the look of this ship. I might have to point a bit more into the target because the starboard turret doesn't want to fire yet. Doesn't have a good angle. Now, ideally, in this case, the enemy would immediately try and charge for my transports. But that is not what the AI usually does. They usually just sort of wait around. Let's slow down a little and wait for the light cruisers to catch up. There's the Leoben also joining in. Hussar? Hussar's a bit too fast. Your torpedo range was only 9.9, right? Yeah, fast torps. I'm going to have you do another mission as well. What? Oh, right, you were a single group. That's good. 5-inch guns also opening up. That's these 5-inch over here. The front ones. The thing with a heavy cruiser, or with a battle cruiser even, is it doesn't really slow down very well. So instead, let's come to port turn. Get rid of this destroyer quickly, before it decides to do something that I'm going to regret. It is very rapidly trying to pump out the water. Not very efficiently. Seems like the flooding is worse. Hussar, back up to full speed. Light cruisers, still at a pretty high range. They only have a range of 13.5. Damage to the main gun? Nah, well, okay, fair enough. I don't have a lot of turret armor. One destroyer is down, although the game seems to think it might be a heavy cruiser. Next target, also what the game suspects is a heavy cruiser. I can confirm that. And the heavy cruisers are targeting the battle cruiser. That works for me because that allows me to intercept with a Hussar without being challenged. At least that's the plan. Salvo going out against one of the heavy cruisers, which I'm getting close to identifying. It is, however, getting assistance from what seems to be a light cruiser. Hold up. No, okay, they're still going for the battle cruiser. Heavy cruiser to that side. Whoa, what the shit? What are the transports doing here? Get the hell out, boys. Seriously, you're sailing directly at a German battle group. This is not where you're supposed to be. What are you doing? Are you seriously following my battle cruiser in? Inbound torpedoes. Could cost me a transport. Oh no. Hussar is now also taking some fire. Origin unknown. It's not... but, well, it might be one of the heavy cruisers. It's not, though. Heavy cruisers are all far too focused on my battle cruiser. Which, with their 8-inch guns, they might not be able to damage too severely. Chance to pen, 3.8%, so they've decided to fire on something else instead. And it looks... no, it is the battle cruiser. Sorry, I got a bit confused there. Hard starboard turn. Increase back to full speed, 28 knots. What sort of sonar system do you guys have? Sonar 3. Great. Turning circle might be a problem. If I can torpedo this ship or this guy, then there is a chance that I'll also hit the heavy cruiser Scharnhorst. It might be the last trick for the Hussar, though. I am in torpedo range. Let's torpedo Scharnhorst. Come to port. I have another 3.5 minutes of smoke left, so I should be able to get in and get out under the cover of smoke. I hope I don't bleed off too much speed in this turn. That could be a problem. Ah, good. More damage for the Scharnhorst. Maximum bulkheads, though. These things are not going to go quietly. They will need quite a bit of persuasion before they go down, probably. Armor on the side of the ship, 6.7 inch. Plus 110%, so basically 16 inch. That's not something that my 8 inch guns can really do too much against at this range. Hold up. They're turning. Light cruiser Stuttgart. Many bulkheads. 525 meter turning circle, sonar 3 as well. No, I think the heavy cruisers are more interesting to kill. Where's my heavy? Still heading towards them. I want to push in with Schwarzenberg more. Increase the flank. Torpedoes away from Hussar. Okay, you did your duty, now get out. Because you still got 8 more torpedoes, and it'd be a waste to see those go down with the ship. Light cruiser Köln. 15-kilometer range torpedoes, which at least are very visible. The Scharnhorst has a range of 10-2. Which means I'm currently outside their range, but that can change very quickly as I'm steaming in at a almost 35 knot speed. Or at least that's what it will be. Chance to pen from the Schwarzenberg using the 13s is 100%. That's really good. The problem is my chance to hit is not great, because the target's maneuvering and making herself rather unpredictable. And so much so that I think even the torpedoes are going to miss entirely. I really hope that these transports are going to come to their senses. And it looks like they're not. And they just continue to charge in. Alright, you guys are back in formation. Perfect. Now speed up. Leoben. Target heavy cruiser Saxony. The ricochet chance for these ships must be pretty extreme. Lutzow. Come on. Okay, I'll take Saxony as an example. Targeting the battle cruiser. Ricochet chance 75% or 75 degrees. Ricochet chance high. I am charging in, which is dangerous. Also, I am getting torpedoed. Oh. I'm gonna have to zigzag quite a bit here. At least I see these things at about 4.5 kilometer distance. We're engaging the light cruisers with the 8, 7, and 5. And we've already inflicted some flooding. Another one. Another set of flooding. Good. Hard to starboard. Schwarzenberg, 98% structural. Good. Torpedoes. I'm not even sure where my torpedoes are anymore. The heavy cruiser Leoben is getting quite close indeed. And seems to have attracted the ire of one of the heavy cruisers and their torpedoes, potentially. So let's have you turn. Before shit hits the fan. Oh! There's another one. Turn again. Köln is taking some damage, but definitely still fight worthy. Another salvo flies out to meet the Lutzow. Where's the other heavy? There's the Scharnhorst. Main guns on Scharnhorst, secondaries continue on the Köln or the V1 if we can kill it. Because it's almost down already. Yeah, the 5 inch has switched to taking down the V1. Not a bad idea. Turning circle on this heavy cruiser is really nice. Allows the heavy cruiser to completely dance around all the torpedoes. There's another set inbound. Sonar 3 keeps a good lock on those. Very good. Nice design from the AI. I appreciate that. Köln is, well, was flooding. Still flooding, but very good at pumping out the water, apparently. Scharnhorst just sent another salvo my way. So far, I have done a lot more damage than they have done. Where'd my DD race off to? This is what happens if you pull it back, and it's pulling back at 42 knots. It just happens to pull back too fast and too far if you don't pay attention to it, like I did. I just let that thing roam, and it went pretty much off the... Whoa, off the rails. That's not good. What was that? How bad? 23-inch torpedo. Yeah. That'll do that. Let's see if my buoyancy control or flooding control is as good as theirs. But I'm afraid not. Alright, I need to keep a closer eye on my battle cruiser because that's where the real firepower is. You're going to be on auto control. The light cruisers, I want you to follow that guy. No. That's... Those transports are still, for some reason or another, trying to follow my battlecruiser. That is really a pretty bad idea. And the Hussars coming back in. Okay, buoyancy is back up to 90%. No torpedoes spotted as of yet. Come on. Now my ricochet chance is really bad. Although I am causing flooding. That's good. That might slow it down a little. Damage control, anti-torp 1, anti-flood 2. Shit. Those transports. Oh no. The transports are very much getting close to those cruisers. So my Prussian troops, which are supposedly aboard those transports, are going to have a really bad time. Secondaries against the V1, please. Because that thing is almost ready to fire again. With torpedoes that don't have a great visibility. Just the moment that I see them launch, I need to turn. Stupid transports. I think it might have happened when I accidentally... Well, not so much accidentally. When I forced those two transport fleets together. For some reason, they're still following the battlecruiser. Now, since the mission is to just keep the transports alive for 3 hours... I could have just had the battlecruiser run away, but I think that would have made for an exceptionally boring video. Because at that point, there really wouldn't be that much going on. I would just be sailing away from the enemy for 3 hours. So instead, I decided to go on the offensive. The V1 will be flooding out, if it's up to me. And that means no more torps from that origin. Scharnhorst, however... Can torp... There we go. Torp me again. Can't have that. Starboard turn, Schwarzenberg. You got incoming. Back to port. Another salvo from the V1 just before it died. That's nasty. Ah, the light cruisers are finally here. Unfortunately, they're getting their asses handed to them. Saxony looks to... I was about to say, looks to have torpedoed a light cruiser. And it did. And since I was too busy keeping my battlecruiser alive, the Bosna is dead. And depending on how long those torps will run, and what these transports are going to do, I might lose a second ship. I totally deserved that loss. How fast is Scharnhorst? 31.5. My torpedoes will catch her. But I'm not that much faster than Scharnhorst currently. Damn it. Here we go again. Another torpedo salvo coming in. 2 salvos. Port side launcher, Scharnhorst. The heavy cruisers Lützow and Saxony are taking some damage. Leoben, fortunately, not so much. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted today. That DD at 42 knots rushes in and out of the battle, but faster than I had expected. I have fast torps, but this thing has a good turning circle. I'll probably need to get closer. But that risks the wrath of the secondary guns. Those 2-inch. Screw it. Oh, actually, no. No. It's turning. Another salvo on the way. Hard to starboard, Schwarzenberg. Fuck it. Launch it. I might not be very confident about my ability to hit these torps. But I will force the heavy cruiser to respond. Although, yeah. Damn it, there goes the transport. Well, I'm blaming that one squarely on the stupidity of the AI. The torps don't look like anything here. Heavy cruiser's still good. Flooding. Nice work. Hussar is rushing back away. There is a problem with the Scharnhorst though. It might launch... There we go, another transport. It might launch another set of torpedoes at me. But I can do the same. And at, what is this, 1.7 kilometer range, I might be able to pen this thing with the 8-inch guns. Be very careful. Torpedoes away, starboard side. Let's back away from this ship quickly. The Scharnhorst is flooding. I'm assuming it's already detected those torps. But it cannot avoid. There we go. That's almost 1,000 points of damage. 2 incidents of flooding. But with a lot of bulkheads, the Scharnhorst is survivable. 7-inch guns, can you pen at this range? Yeah, I'm assuming you can. Light cruiser seems to be having a terrible time fighting these heavy cruisers. Torpedo tubes. Whoa, loads of torps. I mean, torpedo tubes from the store. Maybe I can make that work. These things are turning so fast. Hard to starboard. We're slowly taking these ships apart, but it's taking me far too long. Type? Relatively slow torps, 48 knots. Torpedo salvo away. But I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid these, especially not that second set. There we go, that's the store. But the store did send out all of her torpedoes. And it looks like I'm going to hit all of them too. Nice work. That's 5 torpedoes landed on the Lützow, which will start flooding very quickly. Oh fuck, in the meanwhile you got torped, didn't you? Because your buoyancy used to be a lot better. I took 2 torpedo hits. What else caused the flooding? I think just the proximity to this heavy cruiser. I should have armored it better. That's my mistake. I should have armored this thing way better. Scharnhorst is fighting for everything she's worth. Structural integrity, 17%. Buoyancy still dropping. But Schwarzenberg might not be around for much longer either. Scharnhorst, very much in trouble. Lützow is going to be close to follow. Come on. Give that up. Flash fire. Buoyancy 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the first heavy cruiser that died. Jesus, that took a long time. Mains on the Lutzo, secondaries on the light cruisers. The light cruisers just finished their smoke screens. So hopefully they'll be easy pickings now. I have 15% chance to hit with the 8s. And then a decent chance to hit with the 5s. You guys are backing off. The Hussar is almost reloaded. My light cruiser died, but I still have the Leoben, unfortunately without any ammo. Reduced ammo shells. Yeah, that sucks. No, 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 no. I tell you to turn to starboard. Don't turn to port. What the fuck was that? That was scary. Saxony still has some torps. Good flooding hits here. But Schwarzenberg is going to be on the receiving end of another set of torpedoes. Main guns are almost out of ammo. 105 shells remain. The Köln is down. Well done. Leaving Stuttgart, Saxony, and the very heavily damaged Lutzo. Now, since the Leoben doesn't really have any other way of... Hello? Any other way of getting kills, I'm going to use it as a ram. Nowhere in the scenario does it specify that that ship has to survive. Come on, give me a good damaging hit on the Lutzo. Flooding. That helps. Looks like our conning tower got some serious damage on it. Torpedo salvo, origin, Lutzo. 53, buoyancy 5%. 3, 2, 0.8. Lutzo is gone. Let's see if I can still use Schwarzenberg to kill the light cruiser here. Yeah, we're already getting some damage in. There's the torpedo salvo. There's another one. So this course should keep us safe. Heavy cruiser Saxony has ceased fire. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe it feels like it's not likely enough to get a hit. So the ship proved to be very effective against any kind of light cruiser and destroyer. But the problem is that the ship is not really captained by a good captain, me. I was too distracted with trying to get the rest of the ships controlled that made me lose sight of the ship a little too much. Look at what the Leoben's doing. What are you doing? Stuttgart sinks to heavy flooding. Okay. I'm not seeing any more torpedoes. I'm about to run out of ammunition on the 13s. The 8s are yellow, but still have plenty of ammo left. It's like the Leoben was still half and half under AI control. It's like the AI was fighting me on it. That was weird. Anyway, with these larger formations, I should be careful not to split them up as much as I did. Because by splitting them up, I lost line of sight of the Schwarzenberg, and when I switched over to a light cruiser to see what was going on with her, the Schwarzenberg was getting her ass handed to her by torpedoes. So I was screwed when I switched to the light cruiser, and then I screwed over the Schwarzenberg by switching over to the light cruiser. So next time I'm probably going to have one larger battle line, instead of having 2 or 3 sets of ships. And it's also the same for the Hussar. The Hussar just kept going every which way, and I did not pay enough attention to her. She fell back very far, and then pushed in again very far. Not good. I need to work on my ship management. Now, I am out of 13-inch ammunition. I'm also listing to starboard. I'm not just listing to starboard. The ship is pretty badly flooded. Now let's see if I can still catch the Saxony. Speed 28.9. Own ship speed 11.7. Saxony is out of torpedoes. Good. That makes her a hell of a lot less of a threat. But she did send out one final salvo that could prove dangerous. Where's the Leoben? There. Leoben can still do 31.6 as best speed. Saxony with battle damage will probably slow down. I'm just hoping that the 8-inch guns can do some work. Now those torpedoes are going to be a problem. Shit. I'm probably going to lose Schwarzenberg. I thought I could easily dodge that. I'm sorry guys, this is not the best video. I've done better. Schwarzenberg is dead. Fuck. This is going to be a lot harder now. Because it's going to be either down to the destroyer or to the heavy cruiser. So I either need a ram or I need to rush in with the DD and land 4 torpedoes in quick succession. Neither of these plans really fills me with confidence. I think the DD has a better shot than the heavy cruiser. The heavy cruiser is just slightly faster than the Saxony, but not by much. The DD is way faster, but can also be countered by the secondaries from that ship, which currently seem to be interested in the heavy cruiser, insofar as they are firing. Why are you not shooting? Because the secondary 2-inch guns from Leoben are trying to hit the Saxony. It caused a fire? 2-inch and 3-inch guns. Oh, wow. Go on. Yeah, there she go. Now she's firing again with the 8-inch. What's your chance to pen me? Not that bad. Range 3.1. Are they paying attention yet? Well, the 3s and the 2s are now looking at the DD, but still not shooting. There we go. Now they're shooting me. 2.6. Shit, I'm flooding. There goes my speed. Oh, Hussar. 2.2. Torpedo blister. 1. Torpedo size, 21-inch. Range, 1.6. 1.5. Torpedoes away. Hussar, you are also a torpedo. You're the last torpedo I have remaining, in a way. Saxony detected the torps, turning to avoid to starboard. However, these are quick boys. They all hit and kill the Saxony. That wins me the scenario, but at the expense of a heavy, of a battle cruiser. I need to work on having these formations close together, not the way that I did it right now. I need to just make sure that these battle lines are easier to manage. So that's my lesson for today. Make sure I have these things closer together. Nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the build of the Schwarzenberg. I think it turned out to be a quite interesting design, and I hope you did too. Let me know if you have any ideas, and I see you guys soon for the next video.